there's an unfairness in schools that I want to address, and it has everything to do with what is the most effective way to teach students and to be fair to them all, right? So ultimately, you've got kids that want to learn, kids that'll try, and you've got kids that just act like fools. Like they just don't know how to act. They're running around in the classroom, they're throwing paper airplanes, they're pulling chairs out from underneath other kids that are sitting down. Like they're doing malicious things. Like I had to yell at a kid for running with scissors today. 7th and 8th graders. They're literally running around the classroom with scissors. And I'm like, you're literally running with scissors. Step 1, first grade, maybe kindergarten, probably kindergarten. Anyways, so here's these behaviors that I'm seeing. And ultimately, you've got these kids that are doing a good job. They're working hard. They're doing what they're supposed to. And these are the kids that I don't get to the most because they're behaving. And I don't have to micromanage them. They are sufficient as individuals. And therefore, I don't get to spend the time with them. I don't get to nurture them. I don't get to give them step-by-steps and things like that because I'm worried about the kids that are running around and wrestling each other and doing things that are destructive either to each other or the classroom or disturbing other kids. These are the kids that I spend 90% of my time with. And it's exhausting because you're trying to keep them quiet for the other kids. They're seeing this and they're working and they're doing a good job and they're setting a terrible example. And ultimately, I get it. It's an attention thing. These kids are not getting the attention that they want. So they know that if they do misbehave, the attention is going to be brought on them. And they can sometimes get a good giggle, which is an immediate gratification thing again, getting attention. If I do this knuckleheaded thing, then everybody will laugh and pay attention to me. That's what I want. I want everybody to pay attention to me. It's very egocentric. But ultimately, it's a negative behavior. It's not productive. So here's these poor kids that I want to work with and are doing a great job, and I could probably do much more with them, and we could excel the class. We could go as fast as they're capable of because they get bored then. They're sitting there waiting for me to deal with knucklehead over here so that I can get over here, So why, and I know because of governmental law that we have to integrate students. They have to be part of the general masses. When we used to have special ed classes and accelerated classes in different levels. So some of these kids never saw these other kids. And somebody out there is gritting their teeth right now because these people deserve to be treated equal. And they are. They're treated how they need to be treated. But to put them all in the same situation, you've got these high flyer kids stuck in the same class as these kids that are struggling to behave appropriately in a group setting. And they don't get any attention. And this is what we're doing for schooling. So all of a sudden there's this great leveling of we're trying to get these kids up. We're trying to keep, these kids can't accelerate because we're waiting for the kids that they're waiting for, they're also waiting for the kids that they're waiting for. That's 2 levels removed. So these poor kids are not being able to do everything that they are in schools. And it's not fair. It is not fair. I am genuinely upset. And I'm not saying I'm not going to teach all these kids. I'm doing it. I'm doing it for 17 years. But the thing is, why don't we separate them? Why can't we nurture the high flyers, the mediocre, and then the less thans, And it's not bad. They're still getting the education, but it's productivity and project based as opposed to age defined base. These are seven.
Do more, do better.